The trainer, bring up
Kenny Smith will wrench into the old plans here by starting Mark Bryant instead of Harvey Grant.
Well, what I think that means is that you're going to see more single coverage. I think they're going to start off with Mark Grant, much like Golden State did today. They started off the game with Byron Houston on Charles Barkley. That's not a bad thing to do, Ron. You know, you put a guy in there that's not a heavy minute player, and he kind of like maybe burns up some energy that Olajuwon is going to have to use to try to score against him. And then you bring Dudley off the bench, and I think that's what's going to happen.
So the respected coaches, Rick Adelman and Rudy Tomjanovich, Daryl Garrison, Joe Forte, and Kenny Mauer are our officials this evening. And we'll see if the precedent that was started early on this afternoon with the Knicks in the nets, keeping things tight as far as the officiating goes. Rockets come in with the 4th best home record during the regular season of the NBA. They started off game 1, 2 of 8, hit 11 straight after that, and that is the man that led the charge, Vernon Maxwell. 5 threes, 10 straight points in the 4th quarter, took the game over at the 5-minute mark.
Well, if you think that Houston is going to come out and play exactly like they did, I don't think so. I think their adjustment is that they are going to come out and they are going to try to take the ball to the basket a little more than they normally do.
Right away, we saw what Rick Adelman wanted in the opening quarter. Rod Strickland not trying to take it all the way, but stopping for that 7- to 8-footer.
Yeah, he was telling us today that it's important that Strickland do that because he gets inside and he takes bad shots against the trees inside.
The problem, though, with this starting lineup, if you look at it, you basically have only 3 scorers on the lineup, taking Bryant and Williams really out of it. So now Portland has, and this is the man that has to play with emotion. He has not played the last couple of weeks.
Well, I don't think there's any question that Cliff Robinson is as aware as we are that he didn't come out and assert himself. And you know darn well that Rick Adelman was talking to him about it.
Maxwell penetrates, and he has the first 4 of the ball game.
There's the surprise. They're going to start taking the ball to the basket.
From the outside, the jumper won't go by Robinson, who took only 12 shots in that opening game. Maxwell again. Ori, who had a tremendous game in game 1, draws the foul. It's going to be on Buck Williams, his first. Now, Cliff Robinson was the leading scorer on this Blazer team during the regular season, but he struggled in game 1.
Well, you take a look at what he did in game 1. He had 11 points, but that was on 12 shots. He normally takes 17 shots a game. He did not assert himself. He did not shoot well, and he got into a funk. And that is the responsibility of the all-star player. He has to perform when the playoffs start.
Well, the tight calls start off quickly. Kenny Smith whistles for the first team foul for the Houston Rockets. Portland comes in with a road record of 17-24. Their first losing road record in a long time. Drexler has to give it up. Bryant from about 15 doesn't get it. Smith breaks right away from Strickland to force the jam. A quick 4-point lead by Houston. Williams with the right hand won't get it to go. Olajuwon with the rebound, his second already. Game 1, Olajuwon, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks, 6 assists.
See, now that shot that Hakeem took, that's the exact same shot that he will take against a double team. That was against single coverage.
That was a playground shot by Clyde, won't go. Smith leading the 3-on-3 charge to Ori. Oh, that's a big-time jam.
Well, if you're Rick Adelman, you're very unhappy right now. This is the same energy level they came out with in game 1, giving up those easy transition baskets.
The owner of the Houston Rockets likes it. An 8-0 run for the Portland Trail Blazers have opened up a 6-point advantage. You don't need to be a lip reader to understand what Rick Adelman is saying to these guys right now. It has to be frustrating.
Ronnie, it's a mystery to me how they can come out on 2 successive evenings. They come out twice and do not get back defensively and give up easy shots like this. There's no excuse for it. They're just not getting back defensively. They got their bodies way behind the ball. I did that thing the other day about the line of the ball. You got to get back, and that just takes energy. This is a veteran team. They know what needs to be done. There's no reason that they can't come out in and do it.
Well, in case you're wondering that this is a long 20-second timeout, some of the Rockets people decided to come out and try to do one of their promotions thinking it was a full-time timeout, and I think it was a carpet cleaning commercial. We're not exactly sure, but they're going to leave the building.
That's the one where they break the piñata and there's money in it, but it takes them about a half hour to break it.
If that. Houston watched the end of the Spurs game yesterday after their practice. Rudy Tomjanovich told us that that really shook up a lot of players, how quickly things can change. They're very aware of it, especially what happened last year.
Well, Ronnie, he predicted that to us. You know, John Lucas better look out in game 2. And was he right?
Well, Otisthorpe tried to save it, was not able to. Fresh 24-second shot clock for the Blazers. They trail it by 6. 8:46 left to be played in the first. Along with Dick Versace, I'm Ron Thulin, Ernie, and Isaiah in our studios in Atlanta. A single game tonight here on TNT. Robinson, the double team. He's got Strickland spotting up. Instead, Strickland penetrates. Nice dish to Buck Williams.
See, one of the problems that you have when you tell your team to go out and penetrate is that they start to compact, and then you lose all spacing, and then the penetrations that you make are in heavy traffic. That time the spacing was pretty good. They had some good interior passing, got a nice easy shot.
Nice double up top. Can they take advantage of it? Daryl Garrison says we're going to jump it up between Thorpe and Robinson, but that's something that we didn't see in game 1, how quickly they made the move to come out to Maxwell.
And also Cliff Robinson on the floor. That is a good sign. That means he's coming to play tonight. Expect a big night from Clifford Robinson.
Clifford cannot wait for the game to come to him. He has to go after it. He's a player that plays on emotion and just an all-out, gung-ho type attitude. And he has not done that, not only the other night, but for a while. Well, as Cliff Robinson falls down, Thorpe makes it easy, too, a little difficult, but it counts. He has 4. The lead is 6.
Well, you got to match up after the jump ball just like you do in transition. Got to guard somebody.
Whistle, that'll be a foul on the Blazers, an offensive foul on Mark Bryant. His first.
Well, Rick Adelman said he wanted his team to penetrate. Penetration is just getting the ball inside anyway. It can be with interior passing as well as taking the ball to the basket.
Rockets swept the season series between these two, 4-zip. In fact, they swept the season series from 10 teams. Only San Antonio and Denver, the only 2 to win a series against the Rockets this year. Nice running of the court. Now, that is the Cliff Robinson that everybody knows. 4 for Robinson. The lead is down to 4.
Well, that makes Rick Adelman feel a lot better. That's good hustle, good vision up court.
Robert Horry for 3. Didn't get it. Game 1, he was 2 of 3 from the arc. Robinson, they're going to call Horry for the block. Robert's first personal, second team foul early on. Houston Rockets franchise record 58 wins this year. They had the best record versus playoff teams, 31-17. Seattle is second at 30-17. The bank is open. Rod Strickland fills out the slip. He has 4. 2-point game, a lot better start.
That little 7-footer, right. He was trying to go inside. Some guys call it a floater or a tweener or a 7-footer. I like floater myself.
I like floater. Well, Cliff Robinson has to pick up the foul. Got a piece of Hakeem Olajuwon. We have a timeout. 6:57 left in the first. Rockets by 2.
Well, I was talking the other night about how Portland did not get back. Let's take a look and see what they're doing tonight. All right, here's the rebound. All right, freeze it right there. Anytime the rebound is secured below this dotted line, this direction, you have no excuse for not getting your bodies back. All right, take the ball down a little bit further. All right, freeze it there. Now look, 1, 2, 3 bodies. below the line of the ball. Here's the line of the ball, and only one defender back. That is why Rick Adelman called an early 22nd timeout.
Well, it must have worked because he's pulled within 2. Rick Adelman, 47 years old, a graduate of Loyola University. Only 2 coaches have been with their team longer, Jerry Sloan and Don Nelson. Rick, 9 wins shy of 300. Hakeem Olajuwon will be at the line. There you see what he did in game 1. 8 of 9 from the free throw line in game 1. Crowd chanting MVP. You're probably wondering why we would say he would be the MVP. Well, how about this? 2nd in blocks, 3rd in points, 4th rebounds, 10th field goal percentage. And he also did the laundry, I understand, after most games.
Well, how about this? Let me just toss this in. This is his playoff scoring average. He is one of the leaders. He's the 7th all-time scorer in the playoffs with a 26-point average. But then he owns every single Houston Rockets category in playoff history. I mean, that's unbelievable. He's tops in every category.
Well, since Hakeem Gate, as they called it here in Houston, which was a couple of years ago prior to a game in Tokyo where he was having some contract squabbles, a 14-hour plane ride with then-owner Charlie Thomas. They cleared the air, and now he's signed through probably the rest of his career. Shot clock at 5. Robinson lets it go. It'll go over the top. Houston has the ball, leading by 3 with 6:36 left to be played.
Well, I saw a little clapping by the coaches on the bench. They like the fact, the Portland coaches, they like the fact that Cliff Robinson is going to come out and express himself tonight. We saw him run the court well. We had an open jumper, just didn't get it down.
Nice job of Mark Bryant forcing Hakeem to turn baseline. The 3 on the way, buried by Kenny Smith.
Well, they do a great job of always turning and taking an offensive rebound and trying to kick it back to the perimeter and look for the 3.
He's number 8 in three-point percentage. Drexler for 3. Buck Williams, the offensive rebound. Drexler can't get the easy one, but Robinson is there to clean things up for his 6th point.
Clifford has come to play tonight.
Good job getting back defensively by Mark Bryant, but Hakeem still with that easy-looking hook. He has 5. 5:45 left in the first. Pick and roll with Bryant. Bryant has to kick out. Played for Seton Hall. The turnaround, a little short. Here come the Rockets. They'll put the motors on. They've got a 5-on-3. Thorpe. Good defense. Rod Strickland, and he'll lead a 3-on-2 if he hurries. To the hole. Williams is stripped, and he goes down hard. Vernon Maxwell whistled for his first. Coming right at us. This is the way it looked.
I see Strickland penetrating. Little banging in there. Buck's a big-time player, been around. They don't call it power forward for nothing. It means you accept the fact that there's going to be a lot of banging and your body's going to fall, and it's going to bounce a few times.
It's going to do that when you hit. Dudley's coming to the lineup. And how about Buck Williams? 3rd among active playoff rebounders, over 800 for Buck Williams. Signed a new deal, which keeps him a Blazer through the 96-97 season.
And I might add one of the classiest individuals in all of the NBA.
Had a nice chat before the game with him, talking about the highlights of his career, making it to the finals. Obviously the highlight. Off the court, an exceptional man. Olajuwon turns, pulls the trigger from 16. Buck's the only black jersey there to take it down. Olajuwon now 2 of 7 from the floor.
Again, that little tweener. Nice job. See, Rod Strickland penetrated. He saw the trees. He veered off to the right. Got himself some space. Hit a 10-footer.
Thorpe doesn't get it. Ken Maurer blows the whistle. We have a foul. It's going to be called, I believe, on Buck Williams. That'll be number 2 on Buck Williams. Rick Adelman can't afford to have the big bodies get in any type of foul trouble. Buck trying to have it explained to him. I don't think he thought it was on him. I think he thought it should have been called on Chris Dudley. Scores from earlier. Patrick gets ejected, but the Knicks, what poise, coming back to win by 9. We'll have that game 3, Wednesday night from Secaucus, New Jersey. Lee Brown, I'll be there for that one.
Chicago beat Cleveland, but it was a much closer game than the 9 points that you see there. Actually, Cleveland fought valiantly throughout that game and hung in there pretty well.
Harvey Grant's come in. Buck Williams is going to have to take a seat as Phoenix opens up a 2-0 lead on Golden State. That was also a very close basketball game. Here comes Houston right back. Oh, with those big hands.
Great.
Had a whistle and a foul. We talked about it on Thursday night or on Friday night. Just humongous.
Now watch this fake. These are the hands of Otis Thorpe. Now watch. He just threw the ball there. Oh, turn around. We've all tried that in the playground, but very few of us pull it off.
Yeah, we do with a tennis ball. Well, there's a term for that for Chris Dudley to put something back on because he lost it. Maxwell can't get it. The put back, Thorpe, no. Thorpe last touch it. Blazers have the ball. They trail it by 3 with 4:24 left in the third.
Pretty obvious, though, that Rudy T has told his guys get to the offensive boards. They have responded
much better. Well, the score after quarter number 1 Friday night was 39-23. So it's not as high scoring. Grant, bank doesn't go. Dudley over the back of Olajuwon, and Chris Dudley picks up his second personal foul. Dudley played only 18 minutes in game 1. And he may have to take a seat now with 2. Well, Jerome Kersey will probably have to come in for the Portland Blazers.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this. Here you're trying to fight for your playoff life. You see they're bringing Mark Bryant off the bench. But, you know, Ron, why not use all 6 fouls? And I know there's a lot of games left, but, I mean, Chris has missed 76 games. Give him some time. Let him play. See how long he can play without picking up the third.
Oh, Mark Bryant's going to have to come back in. Dudley will sit down. Last summer, Akeem worked extremely hard. He had his middle finger on his right hand worked on, had it operated on this summer, and it forced him to work on his left hand. We are at the Summit in Houston, where a crowd of over 16,000 have come for game 2 between the Rockets and the Blazers. We're 8 minutes into quarter number 1. Houston leading it by 5, 21-16. Dick Versace and Ron Poulin bringing you the action tonight on TNT. Shot clock inside of 10. Maxwell gives up inches and pounds to Drexler. Clyde Drexler, the veteran out of the University of Houston in his 11th year, hits his first shot out of 4 attempts.
Max doesn't like playing Clyde. He says, Clyde's 6'7". He says, every time he comes down into the paint, I tell him, I said, what are you doing down there? You're a guard. Get out where you belong. He says, that guy is too hard for me to guard. He's got me by 20 pounds and 5 inches.
He had the play of plays, though, with the finger roll shot the other night. He told me that he calls that his jelly roll.
Oh, the jelly roll.
But you call it anything you want. That's called the swish.
I asked him if he practiced that shot, and he said he really does practice that shot. He said, I don't usually take it from 15 feet, though.
The penetration by Strickland doesn't amount to anything, except the Blazers do retain possession with 15 on the shot clock, 3:17 in the game.
But this is why they call him the Dream. Freeze the defender, space maker, bottom.
First time in 5 years the Blazers have opened the playoffs on the road. That is a good sign for Rick Adelman, as Cliff Robinson already with 8 points in the ball game. Blazers cut down the lead to 3. Little green shake. Oh, that's the sweet version.
There's no challenge. I mean, if Mark Bryant is going to play him, he's got to get up and challenge. He doesn't have to worry about fouls. He can't protect himself. He's got to put a body on it, go out. He's got to get up into his chest, challenge, fly, whatever you can do. You can't just let him look at it.
We've got a whistle and a timeout with 2:51 left in the first. 5-point Houston lead.
With the ball, he's going to weave his way into the lane. He's got great quickness. Take it inside. All right, freeze it right there. Now he has the tweener, the shot that is by this man, but not to these size guys down here. He's got to take this little tween shot. He doesn't do it. He takes it all the way down, gets in the air for a bailout pass, gets in trouble, and ends up taking a difficult shot. And that's what Coach Adelman wants to avoid.
Oh, Rod Strickland's going to take a seat. He's replaced by Terry Porter. Porter joined in the backcourt by Clyde Drexler. Front court for the Blazers, Bryant, Robinson, Harvey Grant also coming in. Same starting five for the Rockets, who allow their starters to play a lot of minutes. Especially they've had some of their bench players injured. Carl Herrera has some tendonitis in his knee, a strained calf muscle by Matt Bullard, who didn't play in game one. He says he's 100%. Olajuwon over Bryant.
They got to come up with a new strategy, because this is like a post-up drill right now.
That's already 13 for the big guy, and it's the biggest lead of the game. We're at 7. 2:22 left in the first. Grant, who has struggled offensively, but Rick Adelman says defensively he has been the best. Bryant won't go. Rebound, Robert Horry out of Alabama.
He had a nice game in game one.
Oh, yes.
Played really well, hit some threes, played with poise.
2 minutes and a quarter, 2 minutes.
Terry Porter gets the gift rebound. He'll push it. Drexler working one-on-one with Maxwell. To Grant in the paint. That's to Harvey Grant. He wanted the foul, didn't get it. Grant averaged just over 10 during the regular season. His first 2 of the ball game. Only 4 of 10 from the floor in game 1. Smith, nobody switches. Horry. He's got Thorpe. Olajuwon takes it, doesn't get it. Otis, great positioning. Unfortunately, he had to shove a black jersey out of the way, and it was Clyde Drexler. So Otis Thorpe picks up his first. For the 14th foul for the Rockets.
Number 10, Sam Cassell.
Well, Sam Cassell comes into the lineup for the Houston Rockets, wearing jersey number 10, the rookie out of Florida State. First-round pick this last season.
A little shaky game 1 playoff. He didn't realize the difference, and I'm not sure Chris Webber realizes the difference either, because Charles Barkley's schooling him.
Robinson in the paint. Robinson already with 10 first-quarter points. Only 11 points in game 1. Porter had the steal from Maxwell. Can't come up with a rock. Inside of a minute. Good defensive job by the Blazers. Shot clock says 7. Cassell. Maxwell spots up for the 3. Didn't get it. Gets his own rebound. Long shots, long rebounds. To Horry. Big time slam again as Olajuwon comes flying out of the pack.
What a nice job they do, penetrating and then looking back to the perimeter.
Drexler, the fall away is short. We have a 7-second difference between the shot and the game. And the Rockets lead it by 5. Almost completed 1 quarter of play in Houston. Rudy Tomjanovich wants him to slow it down. Work the clock. Shot clock to 5. Olajuwon is short. Robinson had it. Good job. They still have a lot of time. Cassell for 3, 2, doesn't get it to go. Bryant will toss it all the way down to the end of the court, and a lucky fan gets a souvenir. We played 12 minutes. The Summit in Houston, a big quarter for Hakeem. 13-3 on 5 of 12 shooting, and the Rockets lead it 29-24. In the Summit in Houston, Texas, we have played 1 quarter of game number 2 between the Rockets and the Blazers. Rockets leading the best of 5, 1 game to none, and Rockets lead it by 5, and they have outscored Portland in the first quarter in the 2 playoff games so far. But if you're a Portland Trailblazer fan, you know that the second quarter was your strongest during the regular season, outscoring your opponent by over 2 points a ball game. Dick, during the commercial, you and I were talking about, if you're Rick Adelman, you have to be pleased at this point. You're only down by 5. Hakeem gets 13. He needed a lot of shots, but Cliff Robinson comes back with 10.
Well, Hakeem took 13 shots, Ron, and that's if you take that through 4 quarters, that's 52 shots or something like that. I think I don't think he's going to have a 52-shot night, although, to be very honest with you, the way they're playing him, I'd give him 52 shots, because Mark Bryant is not giving him much of a tussle in there at all. They're going to probably have to try to get Buck back on him or get some size on him. Or I would use Dudley and use up Dudley's fouls. He plays them the best. But you're right, Rick should be pretty pleased, because in game one. At this point, he was not in very good shape, and they're in very good shape right now.
Well, the Blazers have James Robinson checking into the lineup from Alabama, number 26. He's joined by Grant, Porter, Bryant, and Jerome Kersey seeing his first action. Carl Herrera, number 7, also coming in for the Houston Rockets. Porter for 3, won't go. Thorpe, the rebound. He has 3. And all the way down the court, Vernon Maxwell breaks the defense down. Maxwell with 6, but he's yet to hit a 3. Porter sees a little space, takes advantage. The reverse won't go. Cassell's got Thorpe. Oh, it's a rim rattler, but he didn't do it.
Well, nobody protected the backcourt. One of the first elements of transition defense, protect the backcourt. When your guard drives, either the small forward or the off guard has got to get back. Terry Porter took the ball to the basket. No one covered the backcourt.
Boy, James Robinson learned a very valuable lesson there. Inside, nice pass. Grant may have taken one dribble too many. Robinson has it slapped away. Kersey from 18, nothing but net. They got away with a major break there. Grant goes right up with it. He has the easy 2.
Well, you know, both teams shot pretty well in the first quarter. 11 for 24 for the Blazers, 12 for 25 for the Rockets.
Herrera can't get the handle. Maxwell spotting up for the 3, so Cassell. Sam can't get it. I told me before the game he's ready to play tonight. He was a little nervous in game 1, as you mentioned. First playoff action for Harvey Grant and for Sam Cassell. Kersey. 7-point Rocket lead, 10-10 left in the second. The reverse. It goes!
Oh, my.
I'll beat you from the outside. I'll take you on the inside.
Well, if you think that Vernon Maxwell isn't pumped and fired up and ready to play, outruns the pack and without the ball, now he outruns the pack with the ball, puts enough English on that ball to move to London.
He gets the free throw to complete the 3-point play. That foul, by the way, was on Mark Bryant, his second. Biggest lead of the ball game inside of 10 minutes, and the lead is 10. Bryant, the high archer. His first 2 of the ball game. You have to hope that Terry Porter and Harvey Grant get some type of scoring into this second unit. If not, it's just a defensive unit. Only 2 scores on the floor right now. Although Kersey has scored in his career. Maxwell, that'll be way off the mark. Nothing but air. And let's see, the ball goes out, belongs to the Blazers. We have a timeout. 9:34 left to be played in the first half, and Houston leads it by 8. Rockets by 8 inside of 10 minutes of the second quarter. More NBA action comes your way Monday night. We're not going to leave you alone. We got 2 more coming your way. Game 3, Orlando and Indiana. Can Indiana come up with a sweep? We'll find out tomorrow night. Bert Lundquist and Hubie Brown will be there to call all the action. Then at 10:30, it'll be the Sonics and the Nuggets. Sonics lead 2-0. Pete Van Weert and Doug Collins has reclaimed or repacked his bag. Clean clothes. He's ready to go. Again, that'll be at 10:30. Here's Gene Peterson, longtime voice of the Houston Rockets, celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Gene. And we want to make sure and say a special hello to his sister in Minnesota, who's a little under the weather. Consider it done, Gino. Gene had a heart attack about a year ago, and it's good to see him back in full form. One of the greats.
Yeah, he's very much loved here in Houston.
Yeah, he's a sandbagging golfer, too, for Grant from the outside. Harvey Grant has 4. The lead is cut to 6.
Well, Rudy T was telling me at the shoot-around that he wants to turn the defense up, but he wants to pick his spots. They did it in the first and the fourth quarters in game 1. They have yet to do it here.
Shot clock at 8. Porter comes up with a loose ball. Portland playing a lot more intense right now.
Rocket foul with the 10.
Well, Sam Cassell picks up his first personal. First team foul. But still, just the overall intensity and attitude of the Blazers, it is a complete reversal, 180 degrees from the way it was on Friday night.
Well, I think the strategy that Rick Adelman is trying to use is that he wants to double team and give help only off the passer. He doesn't want to leave the three-point shooters open like he did in game 1. And so what happened on that last play is Terry Porter kind of dropped back into the passing lane and was able to intercept the ball.
Herrera hounding Robinson. Shot clock says 7. Porter, baseline at the stop sign.
That's what I mean about spacing. You see how compacted everything was. Clyde still trying to penetrate. There's nothing there.
Bullard's first playoff action coming out of the timeout. Doesn't get it. He was on the injured list to end the season. Robinson, he's a slasher. Herrera tries to come up with the save. Ball belongs to the Blazers. There's Carl Herrera. He is a hero in Venezuela. Played for the Venezuelan national team. We saw him at the Pan Am Games in Havana, Cuba. He has improved his game greatly the last 2 years as Maxwell will take a seat on the bench and Mario Elie comes in. Big addition having Elie back in the lineup for those of you who weren't with us on Friday night. He's on the injured list with the stress fracture in his hand. Still plays with a pad on that right hand. Used to play for Portland. Robinson sizes up Olajuwon, takes it strong to the hole. No whistle. We're going the other way with it. 6-point Houston lead. Bullard will not take it inside. Does not shoot a lot of free throws. Stays outside, spotting up. Herrera posting up on Kersey. Nice defense, Kersey, but Herrera adjusts the shot effectively. He has 2.
Well, Jerome played 100% behind, then let Herrera get into the lane, and he got him so deep it was an easy shot.
Portland has won only 2 of 6 first-round series in which they did not have the home court advantage. That was back in 83 and 85. In fact, they've dropped the last 2, 86 and 89. Lead is 6.
See, there's that help from the perimeter, from the passer. That's where the help came from.
Grant hassling a little bit from behind. Herrera, the ball away. Doesn't get it, but we have a whistle, and Rudy T likes it.
Well, what Rudy T likes is the effort by his team to get on the offensive board. The worst offensive rebounding team in the league, really active tonight. But watch Carl Herrera inside. You see all the space that Jerome Kersey gives him, so he just moves himself deeper towards the basket and basically ends up getting a 2-foot shot.
Talk about the offensive rebounds in the 4th quarter the other night. Even though Houston won, they were out-rebounded 11-1 on the offensive boards.
Ouch.
First Venezuelan to play in the NBA. Herrera during the regular season averaged 4 points a ball game. Right now, by the way, the offensive rebounds 3 and 3. Buck Williams comes back into the lineup. So he's joined by Kersey, Robinson, Strickland, and Harvey Grant.
You know, I'd be a little worried if I were Rudy T, because if you look at what they did during the regular season and what they did in Game 1, they averaged 101 points in the regular season, had 114 in Game 1, shot 47% in the regular season, 53 in Game 1, averaged 5.2 threes in the regular season, made 9 in, they made 5 in the regular season, made 9 in Game 1. Shot 33% from the three-point line in the regular season, shot 56 in Game 1. That's a lot to ask to do again.
Buck Williams tries the Drexler jelly roll, won't go. Here comes Elie with Cassell. Kersey trying to keep up with everyone. Better watch out. Bullard will spot up for the 3. But instead, Olajuwon, the turnaround won't go. Buck Williams with the rebound.
You got to run right back at him. You see Olajuwon's got that disappointment lag staying at the other end. But look at the speed with which he got back when he decided to do it.
Well, Cliff Robinson has come alive. 11 points in Game 1 and 4 of 12 shooting. He has 12 points this evening. And he is 6 of 9. Elie, Olajuwon. Robinson now guarding Olajuwon. Not much he can do with that.
That's awesome. And that's what Rick Adelman was telling us. He says, we don't have a guy that we can throw the ball inside to other than Cliff Robinson. He said they always can go inside to. Look at this.
Give Cassell a block on that. Give Olajuwon the turnover. He's disappointed, but the Rockets still lead. 5:58. We have a timeout left to be played in the half. An 8-point Houston advantage.
Their way for Houston to get the great Hakeem the ball out of a pick and roll. He rolls outside, frees it there. Now, Portland's strategy is, hey, we're going to try to play him one-on-one. So we're going to force him to the baseline, make him take a difficult shot to the baseline. Then we can stay home outside, stay home on the outside guys. So watch what happens. Cliff does a pretty good job, gets up on that shoulder, forces him to the baseline, challenges the shot, and he still makes it. That is why he is the dream.
A nightmare if you're Portland.
I mean, it's not a bad strategy. Give single coverage on him. Stay home on the three-point guys on the perimeter. Try to do a good job because, see, they don't do much cutting. Houston doesn't cut much from the perimeter. The only guy they'll cut usually is the passer. So they've got to, Portland's got to get out and cover the perimeter shooters, the three-point shooters, and they can only do that by doing single coverage inside.
How about this lineup, Dick? Only one guard as Chris Dudley comes back in. This is the huge lineup for the Portland Trail Blazers. All front court players except for Strickland. Herrera goes around everyone. We have a whistle and a foul. Let's see if that is on Buck Williams. Buck Williams picks up his third. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Budweiser Player of the Game. Budweiser will donate $1,000 in his behalf to the United Negro College Fund. Well, now we'll have to get a guard back into the lineup because Buck just picks up his third. You need that body. Especially the rebounder. Buck has his most rebounds since 86-87.
My feeling is that you need a win tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're going to, don't worry about minutes. Play guys as long as you have. If you have to play Clyde 48 minutes, you're going to get a day's rest or 2 days rest. So just do what you have to do to get a win. It's the end of the year. I wouldn't worry about rotations or guys getting their feelings hurt right now. Just try to get a win any way you can.
Because if you don't, you're in big trouble.
See, Rick Adelman made a good point the other day about, you know, as badly as they started and as badly as they played at times during the game, they had a period of time where they played very, very good basketball, and they made the game a 2 or 3 possession game. And I think that's what he'd like to do tonight. So I wouldn't worry about Dudley's fouls or Drexler's minutes. I'd do whatever I could to get it into a 2 or 3 possession game again. Then you got a chance. And then if you get the win here, things are turned around. You're going home. You got the hit.
We know how tough it is to play up in Portland. Herrera 4 for 4, but the lead is 10 as the Blazers only 2 free throws tonight. The Rockets 9 of 11. That was the case in game 1 where the Blazers shot less and made less. Harvey Grant, though, a positive side, checks in with 6 points in the ball game. The lead is down to 8 inside of 5:20. Grant 3 of 5 this season.
Oh, he had a very, very poor first game, and Rick Adelman said he wasn't unhappy with the shooting. He wasn't happy with it. He said he was happy with his defense. And then he comes out and starts Mark Bryant, so yeah, I don't know if he's telling the truth on that one.
Clifford Robinson shows a little hustle, but he picks up the foul in the process with 2. He had the block on Elijah Wan, couldn't come up with a loose ball. Houston has it fresh 24 with 5:07 left in the half. Clifford with the red headband will go with the black headband in the second half. Dudley on Elijah Wan. Played him well when he was in, but they forgot to guard Robert Horry.
Well, I think they put Portland to sleep. You see, they don't cut much from the perimeter, so when they do, it's kind of a surprise.
Strickland a little bit too far outside. I think Cassell got a piece of it. 6th rebound for Elijah Wan. The lead is 10. Spin. Dudley caught him. Oh, my. Check the ball. I think it's wet.
What was that I said about getting them 52 shots? Not a bad strategy tonight. He's got it all working.
That was a Judy Garland over the rainbow. 12-point. Houston lead, their biggest of the game. And they've done it without, or with just 1 3-pointer tonight. From the outside, Clyde.
You know, when I was with Detroit, one of the things that used to amaze me about Isaiah Thomas was when he would penetrate and then size would come to him, he could change his arch and change it dramatically. But Hakeem is the only big man that I've ever seen do that. And I've seen him do it on more than one occasion. He will change his arch when challenged.
And he also is able to pass the ball well. He had 6 assists in game 1.
Well, I was talking before about the fact that Houston normally spots up on the perimeter, but the guy they will cut is the passer. It was Robert Horry that made the passer that time. I mean, made the pass and then made the cut.
The dream for 3. Nothing but the bottom of the net. He was 42% from the arc in the regular season, 8 of 19. 20 points already for Hakeem Olajuwon.
Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Hakeem is talking to Daryl Garrison.
His hand, he's holding his left wrist in his hand, and Ray Melchiori quickly comes out. It may have just gone numb. I wonder if he, like, hit his elbow or something.
Well, see, I saw him pointing to his heart, and I know he's had that heart fibrillation problem, and I thought something might be dramatically wrong, but maybe just hit the ulnar nerve, you know, the funny bone. If you hit that, it can go all the way up your arm and into your chest. All right, there's the penetration by Sam Cassell, and then there is Hakeem lacing up the three. It just, now watch, now he's going to point to his chest here in a minute. Something's wrong. See? Then he turns to Garrison here and wants a timeout, but his team didn't have the ball.
You can't see where it happened there, unless Dudley was flying out at him, but it didn't look like he was going to make contact as Hakeem hits his first career playoff three.
I don't really think there was any contact.
No.
I think it's something about when he extended on the shot.
We'll try to get an update for you just as soon as we can on exactly what happened, but Hakeem will sit out as the team is around him. He was actually holding it before the shot, but you know, you can't tell. Maybe we could see it on the whole play. He's coming from the bottom.
All right, there he comes up top. I don't see any contact at all. Oh, you're right.
He's right there.
Yeah, something's wrong.
It didn't bother him enough to affect the three, though.
But maybe that's why he made the three.
There is Grant. It was short on the jumper. 13-point Houston Rocket advantage. Still working on Elijah. Herrera bodying in on Robinson, getting position. Cliff has got to put the body on Carl Herrera, who already has 10.
You know, Ron, I was talking before about Rick Adelman saying they don't have an inside presence. They don't have anyone they can kind of throw the ball to and create double teams and play the in-out game.
Oh, that was
nice move by Rod Strickland. But he says Houston has not only Hakeem, but they have Herrera and other people that they can throw the ball to.
We'll be back.
Watch Hakeem and Chris Dudley. They do get tangled down here. They're right there behind the stanchion. Bring it across the lane, guys, and let's take a look. You see they're tangled up right there. When he pulled away is when he hurt the hand, or it's the elbow, and now he's holding it right now. It's the left elbow, and apparently he's okay, and that's good news.
He's sitting down right now, and there you see him pointing to the left elbow, and he just went numb. You just saw it went numb, you know, and he's up. He's going to come back into the lineup, and he's been given the okay, and that's a good sign. And at the line, it'll be Rod Strickland. That foul, by the way, was on Carl Herrera. That is his first personal. Rod Strickland, 6 points. Just a reminder, we got the Reebok halftime report coming up in just a couple of minutes. Pistons guard Isaiah Thomas is there. He'll have scores and highlights from today's playoff action featuring the Nets, Knicks, Cavs, Bulls, Warriors, Suns. All coming up at 2:56 plus a commercial. 13-point Rocket lead. They led by 5 at the end of one. Olajuwon already with 20 points in the ball game. And they've done it with just 1 3. Dudley on the switch. Thorpe. Robinson has to pick him up. Shot clock at 3. There's the 3. Doesn't get it. Vernon Maxwell. Robinson. A little opening. Oh, and Clifford takes advantage of it.
I loved how he did that. He got the ball down deep, lost it, kind of did a little juke and fake down there, and then made a quick little move to the basket. Got an easy dunk.
Now Thorpe battling with Dudley, putting a body, using that left arm to get position. The wild shot won't go. Drexler with the rebound, trailing by 11. We have 2 minutes left in the first half. Drexler loses the handle. Dudley, the putback, counted. So a late surge here in the first half by the Blazers have cut the lead down to 9. A 6-0 run. Shot clock, a lot of time. Maxwell with the drive. Thorpe, the putback.
Vernon Maxwell looked like he hurt his right ankle. He's holding his ankle. He's still down.
And he is down on the floor. Ray Melchiori again coming out.
This one hurts. You can tell.
Oh, boy.
I've been looking at athletes for 28 years, and usually you can tell by their face if it's fairly serious. This one hurts.
Oh, and Ray just touched it, and you can see him grimace. It is his right ankle. We're going to take a break and check out his condition in just a minute, but we have 1:26 left in the first half. Rockets by 11. Let's see if we can see where Vernon Maxwell hurt that ankle.
Well, Ronnie, he gets in the lane here, and when he lands, he just kind of like twists it when he lands here. There, you see him? He's trying to get the weight off it. See? Trying to keep the weight. He's crawling away, trying to make sure he doesn't get hit or anybody falls on him, and then tries to get the weight off of it. And when he walked by our table here, he was putting a little weight on the ankle, which I think is a good sign.
Well, they've taken Vernon to the locker room, and they're going to take a look at the ankle. Hopefully it'll be okay. Just another tape job, and he'll be able to play the second half. But with 1:26 and an 11-point advantage, I'm sure they're taking every precaution necessary. 20 on the shot clock. Blazers have the ball.
Both teams shooting well. Rockets 50%, Blazers 47.
Drexler, Ori guarding him. Bryant was standing out of bounds when the ball hit him. Ball belongs to the Rockets.
That's not a pass that Mark Bryant's going to catch.
No, not unless he has fingers on his shoe tops.
No. And Clyde's doing what coach wants. He's penetrating, but he's got to start taking that tweener too. There's a lot of traffic down around the basket once you get there.
Olajuwon, Bryant gets a hand. Rockets one of two teams to beat everybody at least once in the league this year. Seattle's the other.
Elbow's fine. Elbow's fine.
Yeah, I think it's all right. Olajuwon, 22 first half points. 9 of 20 from the outside for a team. Drexler, the spin move on Cassell, whistle and a foul. That'll be a blocking foul on the rookie. Sam, you're not going to get that call.
Not against the Glide.
Not against
no
the big-time All-Star.
And the Glide leaned in very heavily on Sam Cassell, and Sam Cassell expected that call. No way.
Clyde Drexler at the line. Up until last year, he had never been below 45% shooting. Last 2 years, 43%.
You saw Clyde's numbers there. Clyde is now feeling good for the first time. He's a very healthy guy right now.
Leading scorer among active players in the playoffs.
He had a severely sprained ankle and missed 24 basketball games, and really never felt well prior to and after that. So he never was the same. He wasn't the Clyde as we know him. But now he's in good health.
Oh, he's playing much better down the stretch. Robinson hangs in the air. Cliff Robinson checks in with 16. The lead is down to 10. Boy, if you're Rick Adelman, you're praying you get this thing into single digits, or at least for a moral victory.
Well, they're going to get another possession.
5-second difference between the shot and the game. That's the game clock. Olajuwon, the dream shake, doesn't get it. Tip. Here comes Drexler. A lot of time left. Oh, Mark Bryant taking the shot. They had 4 seconds on the shot clock on the game clock when he launched that prayer. Cassell doesn't get it. We have played 24 minutes. Big half for Hakeem Olajuwon. 22 points. 9 of 21 shooting. Throw in 6 rebounds for good.